Emily, would you be into Edward Lewis? I'm going to give you that question right now, and you don't have to answer it, but you can percolate on it for a little while we talk about this movie. But I just want you to be thinking, like, would you date Richard Gere, Edward Lewis?
Like, maybe.
Okay, cool. Baby, I'm going to treat you so nice, you're not going to want to let me go. This week on My Sister's Favorite Movie, we are covering Pretty Woman.
Pretty woman.
Walking down the
street. Finally, a movie where the titular song is actually in the movie. Throwback to Uptown Girls when that song's not in the movie. So excited that the song's in the movie.
Agreed. I thought you were going to say, finally a movie that is a rom-com. That's actually a rom-com that we're watching. Is this our favorite, or is this our first rom-com? That's actually a rom-com?
You didn't think Confessions of a Shopaholic was a rom-com?
Oh, I forgot about that one. I was like, I feel
think
like
that
there was one movie, but like, so that was like the end of the rom-com era, and I would say this is almost the beginning of the rom-com era.
I agree,
Renaissance,
and I
at
think
least.
I agree. I think that was the closest we got to a rom-com, but I also don't know that that was fully a rom-com. Like, it was, but it's so much about her work too, and like her getting out of being a shopaholic. This one is like the theme and the plot is romance and comedy. So this is like a proper rom-com. But I think Confessions is one too. But for the sake of this is even more of a rom-com, I would say.
Agreed. And it's like the romance plot is the story.
Correct.
Like, you would go to Barnes & Noble and probably buy this book right now. Like, this kind of romance situation.
I'd like to read the Barnes & Noble book version of this that's available.
I would read this Barnes & Noble book too.
Yeah.
Okay. So before we get started, I do want to put a disclaimer out that in this week's episode, we are going to be using the term sex work to describe the work that Vivian and Kit DeLuca do. And if we use any other terminology, it will be direct quotes from the movie, interviews, or other media.
Absolutely. Correct.
So we're covering the movie Pretty Woman, released in 1990, starring Julia Roberts, Richard Gere, Jason Alexander, Hector Elizondo, who we love, Princess Diaries, Runaway Bride. Can I call you Joey? No.
Joe. Just Joe.
And Laura San Giacomo as Kit DeLuca.
Shout out. So,
a brief talk about the cast. One of the fun things I think about this cast is, like we were talking about Hector Elizondo, is this is a Gary Marshall movie. He recycles a lot of his character actors. So when you watch this movie, you're going to see some people that you enjoy from The Princess Diaries and Runaway Bride, things like that, which is so fun.
All of the crossovers, they're almost all in Princess Diaries and you don't like this movie, Valentine's Day.
That's the one I was trying to think of. I was like, I can definitely remember Hector Elizondo and something else, but I can't remember what it was called. I was like, New Year's Eve?
In Valentine's Day, and the blonde that's like the assistant girlie in Princess Diaries is in Valentine's Day.
Yeah, so that's Gary Marshall's daughter.
So true. She's in that.
So that's fun. And then the guy that works at the shop, he's the hairdresser in Princess Diaries, and he works in the bar in Runaway Bride.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah. And then the guy who catches the
oh yeah,
what's it called?
It happens all the time.
The guy who, what's that called? The guy who catches the escargot. Yeah.
And the guy that operates the elevator, the mysterious British English woman or whatever he says, didn't stay for tea. But the promise of tomorrow hung in the air.
What does he say?
He's the elevator operator.
I can't believe I want to know.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so this podcast is not about the Princess Diaries, but we do love that movie. So shout out. So this was my choice for the week. And when I was thinking of why I wanted to pick this, it was threefold. One, it's iconic. It's Pretty Woman. Everybody knows this movie. Julia Roberts, stunning. And then I was wanting a romance that was strictly romance, which we just touched on. Like something that was like beginning to end, this is a love story. And it has a happy ending. So that's what I wanted. And then I wanted something that felt like more summery vibes, because everything I was thinking of, like a lot of my favorite movies tend to lean fall and winter because cozy. But this, like, totally. It might not be in the summer, but it's definitely giving like warmer season vibes to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they go to the polo match and they're all like in flowy clothes. So
yeah, like they're outside a lot in this movie. So I think that's reasonable. Yeah, also, it's LA, so it's like
yeah, so it could literally be any time of year, probably.
Yeah, yeah, it's probably like the dead of winter, actually. But it's like you would never know.
You would never know.
I think those are great reasons to have picked this movie.
Yeah.
Can I ask you one question before we get into it?
Yeah.
Is this Julia Roberts' biggest one? Like, she did her big one, but is this her biggest one, do you think?
She did do her big one. And it's crazy. Yeah. So she was, like, relatively unknown when this movie came out. Mm-hmm. Like, there was Mystic Pizza, which was, like, her first big movie. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
One time I was watching something on Netflix or Prime or something. It might have been this or Runaway Bride. And then right after that played, Mystic Pizza came on. And I was like, I'm just going to sit and watch it. And it's like, I think it's a very like coming of age movie for like Gen X maybe. I like, it was just okay for me. I didn't like love it. But like Julia Roberts is like starting to be Pretty Woman Julia Roberts in that movie. Like her hair. And like she's a little more curvy in that movie. And just like it's like so like you can just tell like, ooh, she's about to be a star. I just gave myself chills because you can just tell in that movie.
Yeah, I've never seen that movie, but I always thought I would like it because I feel like, is it kind of like Breakfast Club adjacent vibes or no?
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I think they're finishing high school or going to college, and there's like, I've only seen it, I've seen it twice, and like they're all just like trying to find their way, and like Julia Roberts really wants to get like out of this small town, and one girl like falls in love with an older married man, and someone else does something. And the crazy thing about Mystic Pizza, I was looking at her IMDb, Mystic Pizza, Steel Magnolias, Pretty Woman. Like, one, that's insanely crazy. And then two, I was like, wait, Steel Magnolias was before Pretty Woman? And I had to look it up, and it was like,
wait, really?
Steel Magnolias came out in 1989, and Pretty Woman came out in 1990. And I was like, there is no way, because she just looks like more mature or something in Steel Magnolias. And yeah, and I was like, well, when did they film? And yeah, she filmed Steel Magnolias before Pretty Woman.
That's crazy. Steel Magnolias is also one of her biggest ones. She goes hard in that movie. But I think Pretty Woman is probably her biggest one.
It's interesting too, because like, would you be like, this is like the biggest she's ever been? And it's almost like, no, because this turned her into the biggest she's ever been. Because then like she has like My Best Friend's Wedding and Stepmom and Runaway Bride and stuff like that. And it's
Eat, Pray, Love.
Eat, Pray, Love. But it's like, I don't want to say there's no Julia Roberts without Pretty Woman, but it's like,
it created her stardom, but if you look back at her career, it's like that's obviously her biggest one. Like, look, like now the lasting power, how many people it's their favorite movie, how many people rewatch it, bring it up, how much it's played, like all that. It is the biggest one.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I have mad beef with anybody that would say my best friend's wedding. Because I think that would be a contender for a lot of people. But Gala, shout out. I've never seen my best friend's wedding. I was on the phone recently with Gala and she was talking to me and I just pretended like I knew what she was talking about. Sorry about it, Gala.
You've
Love
never
you.
seen that movie?
I have seen it, but I don't think I've ever sat and seen it from beginning to end in one sitting. But like I know pieces of it. Like I know when they're singing at the restaurant and I know
The
when they're
moment I
getting
wake
married and
up.
when they're running.
Talk about making Cameron Diaz a star.
Yeah.
That was her.
Well, that or the
entry.
mask.
What came first? The chicken or the egg?
I think the mask. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Rodney and
well,
Harry.
she Rodney and Harry. She's doing someone's biggest one in that movie. I don't know about all that, but anyway.
So, Pretty Woman. So I just want to let everybody know that we've hit the primetime Prue barking hours, and it is raining outside, so she can't go outside and enjoy, and she's really upset about it. So we'll do our best. Okay, so Pretty Woman. I'm going to give you the group chat summary of this movie. I pulled it from Netflix. It's very succinct. I'm going to read this one, and I'm going to also read you the VHS one. See which one you vibe with more. Okay.
Perfect.
So, this is Netflix. When a top executive hires street-smart Vivian for a week of Beverly Hills events, their business deal turns personal. That's Netflix. So the VHS says, when successful corporate mogul Edward Lewis meets independent and carefree Vivian Ward, their two lives are worlds apart. But Vivian's energetic spirit challenges Edward's no-nonsense, business-minded approach to life, sparking an immediate attraction. He teaches her about the finer things in life. She teaches him that love could be the best investment he ever made. Capturing the hearts of critics and moviegoers alike, this modern-day rags-to-riches romance entertains with its upbeat blend of humor, passion, and unforgettable fun. Pretty Woman. You'll feel great every time you see it.
You'll feel great. Period.
Yeah,
you'll
feel
be
good.
dancing in the aisles.
Literally.
I don't know that I gravitate towards either of those summaries. It's interesting, like the Netflix and Prime and all these, like their summaries are always so like mysterious. It's like, ooh, and it's kind of like this and it's kind of like that. Like, what will happen? And it's like, what is this description? Like, you're not really telling me the plot. You're giving me like the vaguest, maybe this is the plot you could ever think of. Like, they're always like that. Like,
yeah.
It was like, what was the one? Bride Wars. It was like a clerical error sends two brides into a full-on war. And it's like, huh? Like, you don't know what the actual plot is. I think the VHS...
But I guess it's like, yeah. Like, that is the bare bones of this story.
Yeah.
Executive
Again,
hires
it's like the TikTok
Vivian.
thing.
Their business deal turns personal.
I think the hard part with both of these descriptions is, like, we're not really describing what is happening and why she enters into his life and what her work is and like whatever. And I don't know if there was like some issues at the time where they couldn't say she's a sex worker, like if they're not putting that on the VHS or like the descriptions that were out there.
Well, because I guess maybe like if you're reading that, people might come up with something really dark and
that it's not.
And it's like, oh, I'm not even going to entertain that kind of storyline.
Totally.
Maybe. Okay, let's talk about how she got made. So this movie budget was $14 million. It made $463.4 million in the box office. So it made its money. Yeah. Literally. And a side note, this is a Disney movie, in case anybody was wondering. It was released by Lake Buena Vista Pictures. Disney was trying to get into more adult genres. It's interesting. Disney's highest grossing film ever, surpassing 3 Men and a Baby. It was also Disney's highest grossing R-rated release until Deadpool and Wolverine surpassed it in 2024.
Disney also did its biggest one with Pretty Woman.
Yeah. And I even think at Disney World, Like, I feel like I remember, I don't think it was at the Great Movie Ride, but it might have been at the Great Movie Ride. It was somewhere, like, her red dress was on display, I think,
Oh,
for a while. Like, a
interesting.
long time ago, like when I was little. It was number one in the box office for the opening weekend and stayed in the top 10 movies for 16 weeks. And it had the highest number of ticket sales in the US ever for a romantic comedy, with Box Office Mojo listing it as the number one romantic comedy by the highest estimated domestic tickets sold, slightly ahead of My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Julia Roberts was nominated for the Oscar. She did not win. Kathy Bates won for Misery. So,
Kathy
makes
Bates'
sense.
biggest one.
Yeah, her biggest one, besides Fried Green
Yeah.
Tomatoes. I mean, come on. I watched that
And
recently.
Midnight in Paris.
Oh, yeah. But Julia Roberts did win the Golden Globe for this movie.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and I wonder if that was like, okay, she's slated to win the Oscar. Like, what was the vibes, you know?
I feel like now, even now that we say that, and then it ends up being kind of murky sometimes. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't always match up. Like if it hadn't been Kathy Bates' Misery, if it had been any other year, Julia Roberts probably would have won.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
tough.
and you know, it's interesting. I wonder, okay, do you consider this movie a romantic comedy or a romantic drama?
I was thinking that as we were talking about the rom-com part at the beginning, I'm not laughing. Like I don't know.
I know.
It's not
Well, I mean,
that
she
funny.
does look like her kooky moments right now. Like, I have the movie playing next to me, and she can't get the opera glasses. These are broken.
Yeah.
Mine are broken.
I think it's funny. Like it's has funny moments. I don't think.
Romantic dramedy?
Yeah, maybe romantic dramedy because there are some darker moments in this movie. Maybe
Yeah.
now they feel darker than they would have then. I don't know, but I think I don't think it's full just like rom com like How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days kind of vibe. Like this has some darker moments, so maybe rom dramedy is good.
Rom dramedy. I like that.
Yeah, yeah.
It has a 65% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is surprisingly low.
What?
That's
Like
dumb.
95. It should be 95 at the least.
100. It's Pretty
Yeah.
Woman. It's an iconic piece of cinema. Whatever.
I bet if we pulled up like the 100 best movies of all time, it's like number 20 or something.
Oh
Maybe
yeah, it
70 in the
has
top.
to be on. It's definitely on the AFI list for sure.
Shout out.
Entertainment Weekly gave the film a D, saying it starts out as a neo-Pygmalion comedy and becomes a plastic screwball soap opera with the kinds of characters who exist nowhere but in the minds of callowly, manipulative Hollywood screenwriters.
Okay, I
Naked
knew like
Entertainment
half of
Weekly.
those words. I think like how many movies are we going to watch where every review is just bad? Like people are just pressed and want to have negative opinions. They can't just enjoy a damn movie. So
Yeah.
that's on them.
And that
not
was a
on
man
us.
that wrote that.
I give the movie
Um,
an A+.
The New York Times said the movie wasn't a love story, it was a money story. Its logic depended on a disconnect between character and narrative, between image and meaning, between money and value, and that made it not cluelessly traditional, but thoroughly postmodern. And I'm like I can kind of be on board with this.
Like
And
kind of, but
then-
it is a love story. That's the whole point. Period. Sorry.
I know. It's like, yeah, there is this factor of like, she wouldn't have stayed unless there was money involved. But then it doesn't, it's not about the money anymore. Because when he gives it to her, she leaves it.
Yeah, like that's
You
not why
know?
she's staying. She's staying because she falls in love with him, and then she wants to be with
Yeah.
him. And
So
then,
I'm like, it's inherently a love story. Roger Ebert in the Chicago Sun-Times, shout out to our guy Roger Ebert,
shout out Roger.
gave a positive review praising how the film is about a particularly romantic kind of love, the sort you hardly see in the movie these days.
Aww.
So it's like we see a spectrum of ideas, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like you could almost blend all of these because I feel like, yeah, I guess you all have valid points. I don't agree with everything, but I think if we mash that all together, it kind of describes what
kind of makes sense.
Pretty Woman is.
Yeah, put them all together.
So I want to go back to how you were talking about people seeing the description, maybe if they had saw that it was about sex work, it would be a darker movie. So originally this movie was going to be way darker. It was originally, the screenplay was called $3,000.
Bad.
And it was, yeah.
Already bad.
It was written by J.F. Lawton, entitled, I saw it was either called 3,000 or $3,000. Not quite sure. And it was, a lot of, like, some of the scenes in the movie were in the script. Like when they go to the opera or the shopping and like the business dinner, like that was like a lot of those kind of scenes are still like from the original screenplay. However, the tone was much darker, and Vivian Edward did not stay together in the end. And in the original ending for the darker script, I think it was going to be like way grittier. Like you were going to see like how in the beginning of the movie we see Hank Azaria, shout out, cameo in the beginning when he's investigating.
Yeah.
When he's investigating the sex worker who's been hurt and the people are photographing. I think it was going to be like heavily that kind of style.
I see.
And then it changed when Disney picked it up and Jeffrey Katzenberg and Gary Marshall came onto the scene of the movie. It switched. But the ending of the movie, Vivian and Kit are seen riding a bus together on the way to Disneyland, while Vivian stares ahead unhappily and emotionally empty.
That
bleak.
Is not the ending I would have wanted. Like, this would not be my sister's favorite movie if that was the ending.
Well, you know what's crazy, though, when I think about it? I'm like, that is the Pretty Woman that would get made today. That's the one that everybody would be like, oh, this is the Oscar movie. Like, so, like...
Well, that is what was made today, because we had Honora, which was like, kind of loosely ideated off of Pretty Woman, which is like, she is an exotic dancer, ends up marrying a client, like they get married, and he's like this rich kid who's just like living off his parents' wealth and like living in their place and whatever, and they go to Vegas and he like marries her, and then the parents step in and like force them to get divorced by the end of the movie. But I think Sean Baker, who like wrote it and directed it, I think he talked about like loose inspo from Pretty Woman, but obviously that's a totally different take. You're exactly right, like that is the modern take that they would go with, something that's a little more like maybe realistic of what it would be.
I know, and I almost feel like if they made this movie today, people would be like, this is such a simplified version of what sex work is. Like, I think people would not be happy with the portrayal. So, like I was saying, Jeffrey Katzenberg was like a big exec at Disney, and then Gary Marshall was brought onto the movie. He was like, I see this movie as a modern day fairy tale, and it's about a woman who's changing her life for the better. Lawton, when you rewrite your screenplay to be a little more upbeat, like a little dark, but surprisingly upbeat. And it seems like in everything I saw that Lawton wasn't like precious about his screenplay and was like, sure, like he's making that Disney money, like let's go, like let's make this a good happy movie.
Also doing his big one,
literally. So, shout out if you see Emily post that somebody did their big one, like anytime you see it. If you see that comment, like it. So we know that you're a true listener.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you a few casting almosts.
Oh God.
The casting couch of this film.
I have no idea what they are. I didn't look at this, so it's going to be surprising for all of us.
Well, basically, if you were a woman in Hollywood, you were asked to be in this movie.
Oh,
I'm just going to preface it. Like Diane Lane, Drew Barrymore, Demi Moore, the mom from Elf. Like, any, like, older actress now that you can think of was basically asked to be in this movie.
It's funny, because, like, in my mind, each of those women was, like, in their heyday at a totally different time and feel like they're almost from different generations because of that. So it's interesting that they were all, like, in the mix for this. Julia Roberts is the perfect pick, though, of all those ladies.
So they finally settled on her. She was like, sure, I'll do it. And they were like, thank you.
Settled.
For the men, Christopher Reeve was asked to be in it. Shout out, we love Christopher Reeve.
Oh, I wish. Well, no, Richard Gere did his big one, but Christopher Reeve, I'd love a cut of that. Did he audition, really? Or they just offered it to him?
I saw that he did an audition and Julia Roberts was not in the read with him, so it was like casting director, assistant, or somebody in the room, and they were just like,
Was she cast first?
I think so. So they were in the audition room, and the assistant or whoever was reading was looking at the script and just being like, blah 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 blah, like, you know, just like not being an actress and just reading.
And he needed
Yeah,
more.
and apparently it made him so mad that he ripped up his script and was like, I can't believe you would treat an actor like this when they've come in to audition, and like stormed out. He was like, fuck this movie.
Christopher Reeve! He said,
I'm Superman.
Not for me, divas.
I'm not going to be treated like this.
Wait. What year is this in relation to Somewhere in Time?
When Somewhere in Time was 80? So this was 8 years later?
Okay, so this is much later. Okay, yeah.
When they started filming.
Oh my god, Christopher Reeve, that's my Edward Lewis.
Also Daniel Day-Lewis, Kevin Kline, Denzel Washington, Sylvester Stallone, Al Pacino, Burt Reynolds. They were all in the run.
Already been to Stallone's house. That is one of my favorite parts of the movie. Also, he's in Hocus Pocus.
Gary Marshall.
That guy, right?
Yeah.
That's Gary Marshall. Wait, that's what I thought. And then I was like, wait, maybe that's not. Because then I was thinking it was someone else for a second. Okay, yeah.
It's the Sanderson sisters, right?
But yeah, that's one of my favorite parts, though, is when Vivian gets in the car and she's like giving him directions. And she's like, for $20, I'll give you the like celeb tour or whatever. And he's like, it's okay. I already been to Stallone's house. That is so, like, the one-liner, like, quick one-liner of that, like, really made me laugh. So funny.
So, when Richard Gere was approached, he initially refused to be in the movie, but when he met Julia Roberts, she persuaded, I think he was just like, I don't want to play romantic heroes or whatever. And Julia Roberts persuaded him to be in it.
Well, it changed his career trajectory, I would assume, because he goes on to, he does this, he does Runaway Bride, was Autumn in New York was definitely after this.
Yeah,
definitely.
So he just turns into romantic and unfaithful.
Nights in Rodanthe.
Oh my god, Nights in Rodanthe.
Next week's pick.
Yeah, can't wait for that on our Sister's Favorite Movie podcast. Also, going back to the tragic storyline, apparently when people saw the chemistry between Julia Roberts and Richard Gere, there was no way that they could write a not happily ever after. Like, it had to be happily ever after for the two of them.
Interesting. Do you think they have good chemistry?
I don't know. 'Cause I think they do. And okay, so when I was going to talk about this, like, we have this movie and we have Runaway Bride.
Chemistry in Runaway Bride is out of 10. 10 out of 10 chemistry there.
I was like, of the two, I like Runaway Bride more. Unfortunately.
They have like the banter, they have a lot in common, they have like a similar sense of humor and vibe going. This movie is a lot more, not lustful, but like not lustful. I'm just kidding. A shout out to Kenzie on Love Island. But like,
so funny.
It's very like, it's in no way like a friends to lovers or like personality to lover, like finding personality similarities to lovers. Like, they are, attracted to each other. Like, that is kind of the initial bit. Like, it's not like, I think he likes her. He definitely likes her personality because they end up together. But like, it's not as much about their personalities meshing, I guess. I don't know.
Well, I guess it is. I feel like the reason he keeps her around for the week that he's in LA is because he's like, oh, I kind of like her aura. I love her
Yeah,
vibes.
he does. But I think he likes her so much because she's so different from him and like brings out a different side of him. Whereas, which is a different type of chemistry. Whereas in Runaway Bride, they think they're enemies to lovers, but they think about the world very similarly and have like a similar vibe and energy. Whereas like in Pretty Woman, she's helping him evolve to be this type of way. You know what I mean? So it's just different.
Totally.
Like,
I
I don't
can't
know. I
wait
like
until
shout
we
out to Runaway
rewatch
Bride.
Runaway Bride.
I know you made me want to watch it. So
I
I might
know. I
watch
feel like I
it.
might watch it tonight. You do not want to climb Annapurna. Like,
Which is
ugh.
so funny because Annapurna came up because I went and saw the invite. I'm pretty sure it was when I saw the invite this weekend. One of the like production companies on it was like Annapurna. And I was like,
Ah,
oh my God. So much Richard
you're going to go
Gere.
to Annapurna on your honeymoon? You do not want to climb Annapurna. That's one of my favorite parts of that movie.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Oh, okay. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to Runaway Bride, guys. Shout out. It's
Yeah,
so good.
shout out. Okay.
Okay, so wait,
So,
can I say something about the chemistry and Richard Gere really quick
yeah,
while we're on it?
yeah, yeah.
So as I was watching this movie, I was like, Richard Gere is giving very much this like soft spoken, like businessman, suave, da 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 da. Like, what is his personality? I feel like I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, wouldn't I, whatever. I know we're gonna revisit this, and then I was like, you know who he reminds me of? Humphrey
Who?
Bogart. It's giving the same vibe as Humphrey Bogart. Like it's giving to me, it's giving like a lot he obviously does his biggest one in this movie. Shout out to Richard Gere. But at times it's like it's giving very minimal. It's very neutral, it's very calm, and it's like you have to read into the chemistry a little bit at times. And I was like, okay, this is so Humphrey Bogart in Sabrina coded, like where we were like need a little splash of yearning here and there. So I was like, he's got a Bogart-esque quality. And then was an original thought to me as I was watching the movie. And then I was like, okay, I need to look. Has anyone ever had this thought before? And of course they have. Like in reviews about him, reviewers will compare him to Bogart and like be like he's the modern Humphrey Bogart. Because I just think he has this like, which it's definitely a skill. He has this very like not over the top dramatic style, not super dramatic style of acting. It's very like low key vibes, and it really reads in this movie. I think he's a more over the top in Runaway Bride, but that is more proper rom-com. Whereas in this movie, I think he's giving that like Humphrey Bogart, minimal, quiet, yearning kind of vibe.
Well, I do have something to say to this, which I just remembered right at the end. And I was like, yes. So Richard Gere started off, this is like pulled directly from IMDb. So it's just like what the internet said. Richard Gere started off much more active in his role, and I guess like given it his most. And Gary Marshall took him aside and said, no, Richard, in this movie, one of you moves and one of you doesn't. Guess which one you are?
Chills.
Right? So you totally called that. So it was just like, you need to let Julia shine. And you just prop her up because this is her movie.
Yes, you know? It is her movie. Yes.
And he said, okay. I can do that. Yeah.
He said, don't worry, I'll come back for Runaway Bride and I'll bring the liveliness.
I'll bring the spice.
I'll bring the spirit. Yeah. Well, I like it. Like, I think it works, and it makes them an interesting match that they do have that kind of like opposite energy. That's where the chemistry comes from, I think, is like that they're so different vibe-wise.
Well, he's like the quiet boy, and she's got the big laugh and the big hair, and it's red hair, it's vibrant, she's beautiful, and he's just like, he's scared of heights, everything. He's kind of weird, and like, you know, he's got his vibes going on or whatever.
Yeah, he's got his whole thing. I don't know about all that.
But you know,
okay, well, love that.
On a spectrum of that, though, he's kind of a dick. Like,
no,
this goes into my cringe peak. because he's definitely like an epitome of like 1980s yuppie. And like he's a nicer, quieter version. He's not like Patrick Bateman, but like that's his name, right? From American Psycho.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Next week's
like,
movie.
woo! But he's also like saying like dick comments to her.
No,
You know,
he's like
like
such a dick, and like he, you know what? I was thinking when I was watching the movie, I was like, oh my god, his one-liners are so fun, so like fun and funny. And then I was like, are they? Like when she first gets there and they go to get in the elevator, and he's like because I was thinking about it for a second, and I was like, okay, I love that he's just letting her do her thing and like letting her personality shine. But then like he puts her down and makes jokes about it, like when they get in the elevator and she's like, oh my god, there's a seat in here for two, whatever. He's like, first time in an elevator, like to the old people waiting, and
yeah,
I'm
like
just
he has
like,
to excuse how she's
condescending.
acting. Yeah,
Like
and
just
like I
roll
think
with it.
even it, like he like I don't like all the stuff he talks about like her work. Like, what are you girls making nowadays? Like that's fine. But then he says like, oh, I can't remember
Gross
what he
though.
says. Yeah, and he's just like, you make $100 an hour and you have a safety pin holding your boot up. It's like,
Shut
shut
up.
up. Yeah.
Like ew.
And this was in
I
my
mean, I
cringe
guess.
peak. But like when it's so unfair, but like they're at the polo match. She's like beautiful. It's literally the ascot match in freaking My Fair Lady. Like like she's become the lady and she's at this event
Yeah.
and everybody's seeing her.
Mm-hmm.
And Stucky's wife is like, she's so adorable. Wherever did you find her? And he says 876 babe, like a number like a hotline you would call for
It's
whatever.
not
And I'm like,
funny.
what
It's
an
not funny.
asshole. Like, why did he need to say that? That pissed me off so bad. Like, jerk.
Can't. This just came into my head again because it came up on my TikTok. The part in Sabrina when he's like, when him and Humphrey Bogart and Audrey Hepburn are talking about like, she's like, you go to Paris to find love and whatever, and he's like, well, I guess that's why I've only been to Paris for 30 minutes. I'm like, can't you see him saying some shit like that in this movie?
Yeah,
Like,
because
it's just like, oh,
when you started comparing Humphrey Bogart to Richard Gere in this movie, I was like, oh shit, because that's another Pygmalion story.
oh, so
Like,
true.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I love a Pygmalion story, so it's like right up my alley.
Also,
Um,
the like, just one more point to point out that Edward Lewis is a dick is like when they come back from the polo match in my head, because I'm thinking of the end scene when he finally punches Stucky, as he should,
uh-huh.
because he sucks. But I guess I was kind of like merging those two scenes, and in my head I was thinking they were coming back from the polo match and he was going to be like, I'm so sorry that I told him what you do for work, like I should not have told him, because he then kind of like tries to come on to her. And in my head I was like, he's gonna apologize, he's gonna do this whole thing, because I'm thinking of the end of the movie when he punches him and is like apologizes or something. But he kind of doesn't. He's like, it is what you do for work, it is like this, like da da
Yeah.
da da da. And it's like, no, you were in the wrong, dog. Like she's not here to have you telling people, like it's not your place
Well,
to
it's
tell
like,
people.
it's like what she says, like, if you were gonna tell everybody that's what I do, why won't you let me wear my own clothes so I can be
Mm-hmm.
prepared? Like, you're
Yep.
telling me you want me to be a certain way and then you're gonna talk down about me? Like, what the
Yep.
fuck? And
Yep. Agreed.
so I was like, I feel like every move she makes is a powerful
Correct.
woman. It holds up today. Like, she doesn't let him talk bad to her. And she
I,
seems like there's a part of her that's like, oh, you've ended up in a situation you don't want to be in. But then there's also, um, she does seem to have some kind of autonomy in how she handles the situation she's in.
yeah.
So I don't know. Moving into Girl Be Serious. This is our new segment that's kind of like a friend intervention. So say the main character has told you the story they're going through, either the full story of the movie or a certain moment in the movie. Like, how would you as a girlfriend respond to them? So Girl Be
Girl,
Serious.
be serious.
Um, Mine is like, girl, we need to talk. If she had told me that she told this man $100 an hour, and then he asked her to stay the night, and she told him, okay, that's $300 for the night, I'd be like, girl, be serious. What the fuck? You could, why?
Yeah.
Why would you say
No,
that? I'd be like,
you
okay,
need
$100 an hour until I leave here.
same. I would be like, let's calculate every hour that I have to be here, and that's $100 an hour. Like you just got put up to the penthouse. No.
Yeah, she's like, you can't afford it. $300. I'm like, girlfriend, he can afford it. Like,
He can afford it. He's paying $10,000 a night for this room. Like, he's got it.
Oh, that just reminded me. The this hotel, the Beverly Wilshire, is now 4 Seasons. They have a Pretty Woman package.
We're doing
and it includes like staying in the penthouse suite.
Check. I want that.
So enjoy top
Sure, it's like $1
accommodations
billion.
in the penthouse or presidential suite. What'd you say?
I bet it's like $1 billion.
So, stay in the penthouse or presidential suites. Indulge in a variety of VIP offerings, a behind-the-scenes tour of Rodeo Drive, personal wardrobe consultant and stylist, exclusive dining experience at a Michelin-recommended cut by Wolfgang Puck, and a romantic chef's dinner for 2 in the privacy of your luxurious suite, and like time at the spa, blah, blah, blah. You'll enjoy a dining etiquette lesson and bespoke picnic at our nearby park, complete with a musical serenade. No detail is overlooked in this celebrity-style fairy tale.
Maggie and I love a movie-themed hotel package.
Well, this experience is a 4-night minimum, and it is $100,000.
It's $100,000?
Please note that the pricing for this experience starts at $100,000.
What?
Is that not crazy?
Not me being like, we're doing that. First of all,
we do it?
4 nights. 4 nights is bananas.
The experience requires
like 2 nights or something. At the Plaza, you can do Eloise a night. You can do Home Alone a night. Why does it need to be 4 nights for all this? $100,000? Like, my heart stopped. That's crazy. Who is buying that? I have to go on TikTok to see if someone's done it. But that's absurd.
I know.
That's annual salary.
Well, I almost want to be like, what would it be if I just booked all this stuff on my own? like if I was just like, I'm going to stay at the hotel. I don't know. It's a 4 Seasons.
I looked up how much $3,000 is in today's money, and it's like $7,600. And I'm like, that is, you are with him for a whole week, having to do all this shit and go to all these places. $100,000. It should have been 100K. Should have been 100K.
Okay, well, I mean, $100 an hour, 24 hours a day, $2,400, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is my math right? Like, actually?
$100, 24, yeah.
So, times 6.
Let me calculate her.
I'm doing it right now.
She's only there 6 days or 7 days?
She says 6 days. $14,400.
I would charge even more than that.
Girl, why? Why did you give him, like, wholesale?
Mm-mm.
No. So that would be my girl, be serious moment. Like, be so for real right now with me.
Yeah.
I'd be texting her, Mayday, Mayday. What are you doing?
No, I'd be
Answer
like, back
right
out.
now.
No.
And I'd probably be like, now who is this guy? Let me go look him up really quick. Send me a picture. Send a slide picture so I can make sure it matches his LinkedIn.
Yeah, no, literally. What would my girl be serious be? I feel like my girl be serious. One is just like more vague of like her when she leaves the hotel for the first time and she comes back just like fully confident she's going to be able to get in the hotel. She doesn't even know his name, like all this stuff. That's my girl, be serious. Because I'm like, girl, get it together. We have to know a little bit of information, like when we're exiting the hotel and coming back, like know his last name kind of thing, and like know what your game plan is. And then my other girl, be serious, unfortunately, but in the end it is a positive for me, is her saying I love you. Like, given the situation, I think I would be like, I don't know, like if you should say I love you.
Well,
But
do you think she
in
thought
the
he
end
could
of
hear
this
her?
story, no, she definitely thinks he's asleep, and that's like kind of a hard watch part for me because it does make me have the ick a little bit because it's like a tough situation. But I'm gonna bring this up later, my thoughts on this, because I think you have a question related to this, and I'll talk about it later.
Okay.
My because my opinion changes on her having said I love you.
I heard. Yeah, hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like now might be a great time to move into our next segment, which we're really excited to bring to you, sponsored by my sister's favorite movie, is the Sisters' Choice Awards.
Woo!
So,
bling, bling,
bling.
bling.
In the Sisters' Choice Awards, we are going to have a bunch of different categories, and you already are familiar with one of them, which is Cringe Peak. But in this award ceremony, we are going to be bringing up different things that we've enjoyed, we didn't enjoy, maybe costumes, and we're going to, as for me, as the owner of this episode, because I picked the movie, I will bring forth to Emily some options and we'll vote or we'll talk about which is our favorite one. And if I don't touch on some that Emily thinks of, she'll throw them in the mix. We'll discuss, and then we'll ultimately come up with our winners. Definitively, our answer is the only right answer, so enjoy.
It's time for the Sisters' Choice Awards.
Choice Awards.
Bling, bling. Let's get into it.
First category, She Ate. Best performance.
She ate.
In this category of She Ate, we will be observing best performance, entrance, comeback, or dramatic moment. Although this is not her first movie, we already touched on this. This has to be Julia Roberts' breakout performance. She ate this movie down. She is beautiful. Yeah. I don't know how anyone could walk into a movie theater, see Pretty Woman, 1990. Probably haven't really seen this woman before. Her big eyes, her big hair, her big mouth, and not fall in love with her.
And big mouth in a positive way.
Yeah, that big smile, all those teeth.
Stunning.
32 of them, all on display.
All 32s, perfect 32s, big juicy lips. Like, she looks incredible. She still looks incredible today. So,
yeah, like when I was watching it earlier, it's so funny because I was like, I cried through it or something. I was joking to you earlier about it, and you're like, did you really cry? And I was like, no, I'm not going to cry at this movie. I've seen it a million times. I can't remember what we were talking about. But,
meanwhile, I cried at Love Island last night.
Period. Me too. Me and Trinity, we were crying.
Yeah.
No, so when I was watching it today, end of the movie comes, and he's climbing her fire escape, and then there's like a shot where she like looks down at him. Her hair is huge, and she just like giggles, and it's just like her face. I started crying.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, she's so beautiful, and the La Traviata music is coming in, and I was just like, fairy tale, happily ever after. I love it so much.
And her man is coming. That's her man.
Oh, and that's my next She Ate. She rescues him right back. This movie is the ultimate recipe for the modern day fairy tale, and it left me crying. I didn't even see that. I forgot that I put that in She Ate. Like I feel like this story still holds up and is a good telling of a modern day fairy tale. Like rags to riches, like not really enemies to lovers, but what would you call this trope? I don't even know.
I think it's like opposites attract.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Can you think of any like She Ate moments for this movie?
I mean, I think
I
the
thought of another
one
one.
of the biggest she ate is you work on commission, right? Big mistake. Big. Huge, actually. I mean, that is like her
Oh
big
yeah,
one.
we still say that.
Iconic quote. So that I mean that will just like the lasting power of that I think is one of the best scenes ever. The ending is iconic.
I just thought of
Yeah.
another
And
one.
I think
Richard,
the she ate, the another she ate, sorry. One more she ate is the usage of the song Pretty Woman in this movie. It goes hard.
oh, it goes so hard. I mean, Roy
Yeah.
Orbison, Pretty Woman. You can't listen to it now and not think of this movie. Like
Mm-hmm.
synonymous.
It's a theme song,
Um, yeah.
basically.
Um,
No.
I just thought of another one for my she ate.
Mm-hmm.
So Richard Gere, the scene when he's showing her the dime or the jewel necklace, I think it's like rubies, that she's
Mm-hmm.
gonna wear to the opera. And he holds up the case. She comes to look at it and she goes to touch it and he slams it down on her finger and then she has her big laugh. That was
Mm-hmm.
improvised. He did that in the moment. And he ate with that. He created
Yeah,
one of the
it's
most
so good.
iconic scenes. Any compilation of the best movies ever, they're gonna show that scene from Pretty Woman because
So
I'm
then
gonna
that's on Richard
cry. Like
Gere.
I immediately just got teary-eyed because she's so enigmatic. Julia, Julia, you did your big one. I'm gonna cry.
And Richard Gere, good job on that little moment.
Yeah,
Gary
and
Marshall may have told you to tone it back, but you brought your little spice in that scene. So good job.
he did bring his spice, and you can see him start laughing, and it's like a genuine like he he. I did something
And
funny. Laugh.
see, I was watching this movie knowing that I've known that that is the case, that he
Mhm.
improvised that for a long time now, and you can just like if you're watching it with that lens, it's kind of like a lovely little moment, and you can kind of see like we flash pretty quickly to the next thing, and it's like, oh, they like were able to use this piece of like movie magic. You know, it's really good.
Yeah. Okay, so what do you think? I feel like Julia Roberts' performance is probably the winner of this one, but what do you think?
Julia Roberts ate like she won this movie, she won life, she's won her career at every stage after this. So like I would say Julia Roberts is definitely the she ate winner. I'd say runner up is the Richard Gere doing the jewelry closing because that's pretty iconic.
I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, next
So
category.
Julia winner, Richard Gere runner up.
I love it. Next category, the outfit that paid rent. Throwing out contenders for the best outfits of this movie. I'm gonna say the iconic opening scene, blue and white dress with the ring holding the top and the bottom together. Her Hollywood Boulevard dress.
Probably one of the most popular Halloween costumes of all time.
Oh,
I'd
for
say.
sure.
Yeah.
With the red coat and a little page boy hat. Forget about it.
I was thinking about it though, and it shows the age of the movie and the time and how we thought about things because she's getting when she's walking down Rodeo Drive in that dress, she gets so many looks and like that's the point of the scene that everyone's kind of turning around looking at her and eyeing her fit and whatever. If she wore that now,
Yeah,
most people 90% of people wouldn't even second glance.
I know.
Like it's
Yeah.
so hot outside. You have to dress like that.
Exactly.
Like no matter what, you're fucking sweating balls in like 100-degree LA summer heat. Like that's
Mhm.
what you got to wear. I don't know. So I was just like, that's funny that it's such a trope in this movie that everyone would be judging what she's wearing and like be scandalized by that. Whereas like now, who cares?
I know, because at one point
It's
I
just a
was
cute
like,
dress.
this movie was made in the 80s, came out in 1990.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, like, when I was watching it, I was like, I can't even watch. Like, I was like, I'm trying to look at her outfit and be like, scandalized. And I'm not.
But I'm not.
I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know.
No, me neither. Me neither.
She looks covered up to me.
Yeah, she looks great. I'm like, you look awesome. I like the
Yeah.
dress. Like
The black boots. Come on. Apparently, the costume designer, I read this article on WordPress that this girl wrote in 2013, and she was able to like have a lunch or sit down coffee or something with the costume designer. So
That's
I pulled some trivia about the costumes from that. So the costume designer was Marilyn Vance, and for the one we're talking about right now, she fought to have the black boots. Gary Marshall wanted heels, and she was like, no, we have to put her in the black boots. So next costume that I'm throwing out is the outfit that paid rent is the red opera dress with the white gloves. So originally, Gary Marshall wanted the dress to be black velvet. And Marilyn Vance fought for it to be red. She was like, no, it has to be red. And I think that brings the drama. Iconic dress.
Red for the opera was the correct choice. Red. Totally. Okay, I would like to add another contender, which is my favorite look in the film, which is the first dress she buys when she's sent off and she goes to the woman that Barney sets her up with. What's that lady's woman? What's that lady's name? That lady's woman.
Bridget.
LOL.
Who's that lady's woman? That's Bridget.
Bridget is my girl. Shout out to Bridget. Bridget does her big one. So she goes to her. She gets this like black gown, which she wears when they go to that stupid business dinner. I love that dress. Like the neckline is slay. Her hair looks iconic. Like that just gives. So that's what I want to put as a contender. I don't think it should win, but it is one of my favorites and one of the outfits that paid rent. But I didn't share this before, and I think this is something interesting to think about for the contenders is, and we didn't even talk about this, I don't think. Pretty Woman became a musical on Broadway, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And I think only 2 of the costumes made the transition to the stage, and those were the red gown she wears to the opera and obviously the main blue and white. So if they can make it to Broadway, those are probably 2 of the top contenders of the things she wears.
Literally. Her brown and white, they didn't do the brown and white polka dot.
I don't feel like it was
remember.
that. I remember her in like a white pantsuit. She definitely wore a white pantsuit at the end. No, those are my only contenders I would like to add in. I also want to shout out the brown and white polka dot. That is one of my favorites. And I had a shirt that I bought in particular because it looked like that pattern, that fabric, that dress. And also Reformation has a dress that's super similar right now that I kind of want to get. So I love that one.
I know. I almost feel like you can't see brown and white polka dots without thinking about Pretty Woman.
No, I literally think about it anytime I see brown and white polka dots. And polka dots are so hot right now.
Yeah, so I feel like it's a hard one for me. Like I guess like the ultimate winner would be the blue and white dress.
It has to be.
From the beginning. But the polka dot dress and the red velvet opera dress are very close.
Those dresses could be on anyone and anything. Like the blue and white is the Pretty Woman dress. Like everyone wears it for Halloween. If you see it, you know exactly what it is. Like the other things, we would know them, but you could also be like, well, that could be from like this thing. That dress, it's like, that's Vivian.
Yeah, that's so true.
So for that reason, the blue and white.
I'm with you. Okay, play it again. This is our favorite scenes, like the ones we just rewind over and over again or we want to talk about with our friends. Okay. I have a few contenders. The Lotus scene, when she first meets him on Hollywood Boulevard and she's offering to show him how to get to his hotel. And then this is one of my top contenders, is the breakfast scene when she's sitting there eating. Sometimes she's eating a pancake and sometimes she's eating a croissant. And she's just so cute. And her hair is so big and she's learning all about him. And we're getting a taste of who they both are for real. I love that scene. And then the shopping montage. Avi, duh. I feel like the shopping montage is probably the winner. But like, you know, seeing the guy from Princess Diaries and just her trying on a bunch of different clothes.
A shopping montage will always be my favorite. Like, Princess Diaries, when she gets her closet, immediate favorite. Princess Diaries, the first movie, when she gets her makeover with this guy that does the shopping montage, immediate favorite. Anything that's like the makeover scene, the shopping scene, etc., I'm there for it. So, yeah, the shopping montage is obviously the most iconic from this movie. I'm trying to think if there are any... the end scene, like... They eat that up.
Yeah, that's what I have that on. She rescues him right back.
the quote doesn't hit for me, that quote, but the scene hits for me.
It doesn't hit for me either, because, yeah, but that's just how the movie ends. And then I also have the opera scene, like, iconic.
I think, for me, my favorite parts are the opera scene, the slamming of the jewelry box, and the montage. I don't think the Lotus scene is particularly... It doesn't give me good vibes. I don't know. Like, I don't want to rewatch that so much.
Totally. Yeah, I feel like the shopping montage is probably the winner, but for me, my personal winner would be the opera scene because I love La Traviata. Also, did you notice
I know exactly what you're going to say.
freaking the star of our movie episode like 4 or something, Tower of Terror,
Yeah.
MC Strickland at the opera.
No, I couldn't remember if you had told me this prior or if I was just like, because I was watching it and I was like, before it even happened, I was like, you know, like preparing myself for that part. Like I knew it was coming. And I was like, oh my God, wait, that's the lady from Tower of Terror. Like I know that that's her for sure. Because like I know what she looks like and I know her voice. And then she said her little line, like, did you enjoy the opera, dear? And I was like, wait, that's her. This marks the first person that has been in 2 of our movies, which is crazy that it's her.
Isn't that wild?
I'm obsessed.
Like I was like when I was watching it and like I could already like I'm already like 2 steps ahead thinking about what's coming next. I was like, holy shit. Of all the movies and all the people, like what?
Like she's probably
she's
been
so
in the
cute.
most random selection of films, and she just so happened to be like the star of Tower of Terror, the Disney Channel original movie, and of side character in Pretty Woman. What?
I know.
Okay.
And like I totally forgot she was in Pretty Woman, so I didn't mention that in Tower of Terror. And obviously my research was thorough because it did not come up. And I was like, oh shit. So that was really fun for me. I enjoyed that.
No, that's like one of my favorites. And then her line is just so funny when Vivian is like, I almost peed my pants. And she's like, wait, what? And he's like, she says she liked it better than the Pirates of Penzance. So funny.
So funny.
Yeah, that's okay. A good one.
Our favorite category, cringe peak.
So many.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I have 2.
Okay.
And they both are heavily centered around Richard Gere. So.
Yeah.
Anytime Richard Gere makes a sarcastic remark about her being a sex worker.
No.
Like, that's my biggest cringe peak. Like, when they're at the polo match and Stucky's wife is like, where did you find her? I think I've already mentioned this. And he's like, 876 babe. Or like, when he's like, I never treated you like a prostitute. It's like, you bring that up a lot. Like, you're preoccupied. You're an ass.
Yeah.
And then when they're in the park and they're going to cop a squat.
That cringe peak right there.
That phrasing already gives me cringe peak. But then, like, he's reading Shakespeare to her. I'm just like.
And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of those pictures, the paparazzi pictures that went viral of Bradley Cooper reading Lolita to Suki Waterhouse in the park. And they're like a 15-year age gap. That's gnarly. That's disgusting.
That is disgusting. And it's like, why?
Why is that what you're reading? Read like The Hobbit or something. I don't know. Something else.
Like, okay, freak. Yeah. But do you think that we're supposed to get an age gap between Vivian and Edward Lewis? Or are we supposed to kind of think they're around the same age? Or like,
I low-key, they're not around the same age because she's supposed to be 21. Right?
Is she?
She's supposed to be super young. I think she's supposed to be 21. I'm pretty sure. They're definitely not supposed to be the same age. It's definitely an age gap. And I think the only movie that Richard Gere has ever been in that wasn't meant to be an age gap is Nights in Rodanthe. His smallest one.
Well, no, Nights in Rodanthe and Unfaithful.
I have no idea what that is.
Oh, next week's episode. um, oh, it's just Diane Lane, another Diane Lane, him and Diane Lane together.
What?
Yeah, and she has an affair with a French man in New York City. They live like
May we?
upstate or whatever. Yeah, she has an affair with him. He finds out and he kills him.
Richard
And like
Gere kills him?
yeah, and like a crime of passion, and like has to like get rid of the body, and it's like crazy. But it's oh my god, it's Adrian Lyne. Speaking of Lolita, the director of the newer Lolita, he directed this movie too, and it's got like crazy sex scenes.
With Richard Gere?
I can't remember if Richard Gere has the crazy sex scenes, but it's like Diane Lane and the French man. Like they're like having sex like in hallways of apartment buildings and the bathroom of restaurants. Like, and they're like, there's one scene that I remember watching, too young watching it, and I was like, hey, like he is tossing her around like it's crazy looking. It's not even sexy. I was like, ugh.
I'm like, he? What's up
He?
now?
Also, him and Shall We Dance with Susan Sarandon. So he's age
No,
appropriate.
that's a huge
sometimes.
age gap.
Susan Sarandon and Richard Gere. They're contemporary. Okay, so he's supposed to be in his early.
Their contemporaries is crazy.
According to the AI overview, he is supposed to be in his early 40s. Let's see. And I guess she is supposed to be in her early 20s. So, yeah, age gap.
Maggie, obviously there's an age gap. What?
But I couldn't tell if they were just trying to make him be like 35, 30,
Have
you know,
been
like if
sitting
they're like
around watching Pretty Woman being like, same age. They're the same age.
no, I haven't really even thought about it because they don't like it didn't like seem to be about that. And there's something about him that doesn't look like super old. And I feel like they're thinking that's the same right now in that movie. They're making asymmetry. But it's like, oh no, he do look super old.
Oh no, it's not the same. He's hot in Pretty Woman. Again, that Bogart-esque
Yeah.
quality. Now he reads as old. He's cute as an old man. But I'm excited to see that movie. I will be sad when it releases.
Yeah, I'll be sad too. Because I mean, that's the point of it. He's supposed to look old.
Yeah, and he does. So good casting on their part.
Okay.
Okay, continue with the cringes, please.
Those are my cringe peaks. So, Richard Gere
Okay.
being a dick and Richard Gere reading Shakespeare sonnets. Not the vibe. Alan Rickman can read them to me all day long, but Richard Gere in the park with his dogs out? No thanks.
Oh my god, thank you for the reminder. Oh, I remember mine. Yes. Well, first of all, I have so many. Okay, first of all, I think I just want to address, like, Stucky is, like, beyond an ick. Like, Stucky as a character and everything he does, it's, like, beyond ick. It's, like, assault and harassment. And so, like, I can't even begin to qualify that as an ick. I just, like, hate him. And I love that he gets punched. Because, yeah, he deserved that. So, Stucky aside, everything he does is an ick and disgusting and I hate him. Him aside, these are my cringe peaks. Number one, it makes me cringe every time, is him asking her name and her saying, what do you want it to be? I just don't like it. It makes me cringe. I know it's part of the character. I know it adds something and brings something to the movie. I wouldn't necessarily take it out. It does give me the ick, though. So that's my first cringe peak. That's the first little hump on Cringe Mountain. Okay? We continue to climb. We continue to climb.
Camp 1.
Base Camp 1, we continue to climb. Then we get to dogs out in the park reading the sonnets. Unacceptable behavior. Keep your toes enclosed and don't read that. Read something else. Read quietly to yourselves.
Read like the New York Times or something.
I don't even know what they should read, but
just be authentic.
Maggie knows this. There's nothing that makes me. This is my ultimate ick and my ultimate cringe peak. I'm sorry to our male listeners. Men in flip-flops. I hate it. I don't want to see it. Birkenstocks are better. Flip-flops are the ultimate.
Flip-flops?
No, I'm just saying. Just let me say what I need to say. I don't want to see men's dogs, out on display. I don't want to see them dogs out in the shoes or dogs out barefoot. However, it's different when you go to the beach. I have rules. No dogs otherwise. Okay, so we get the dogs out of the park there. Then we reach my ultimate cringe peak, which is the bathtub scene. He's looking real scrawny, giving me the ick. It's not even he is scrawny, like he's a proper fit man. It's just them in the bathtub. It's not it for me. I don't like the logistics of people taking a bath together. I don't like the way he is looking in that bathtub. He's looking very pale. And like I said, scrawny, not in the sense of like his body type, but just the vibes are giving scrawny. And I don't like her cleaning him. I just don't like it. Everything about it is like awful to me. And the logistics of it are truly frightening. So I don't like it.
But it's not like they're in like a builder grade bathtub. They're like in a huge jacuzzi tub.
If they were in a hot tub, I don't like I don't think there's any scene I've seen where the couple is taking a bath together that I'm like, it doesn't make me uncomfortable. Because I think I'm always just like, that is like not optimal. Just take a bath alone. You don't actually want to do that. Like once you do it, it seems awful.
Yeah.
So for that reason, it's my cringe. Also, it's up there because it's like, I know his dogs are out. And I don't want
his dogs are out. Her dogs are out. It's a dog
my dogs
fest
are out. I
up
just
in
showed
there.
My foot on accident. So yeah, for those reasons, that's gonna be my cringe peak. But like that is my cringe peak for sure. But I think the sonnets thing is up there too.
Lay down. Come lay down. Yeah, I think those are good contenders. I'm going to take control of this and say that the obvious cringiest, peakiest peak of cringe peak is Richard Gere's character being a dick.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Okay. The Audacity Award. This is the character with the boldest or most outrageous behavior. Obviously, there is one winner. Stucky.
Duh.
Jason Alexander's Stucky is the obvious winner. Don't even have to get into it. He sucks. The audacity of this
garbage.
Man. Okay. But on a fun note, the audacity of this character. The lady ordering a pizza during the shopping montage.
Queen!
Like the audacity. Queen. She was like, okay, this girl's in here to spend money. Like, we're supposed to be treating her good. Like, let's get her some food. Let's get her some pizza. Let's keep the vibes going.
Let's get the party going, y'all.
And he's like, the boss is like, who ordered pizza? And it's like, this bitch with the audacity.
She wins. Her. I mean, Stucky wins for sure, but she's a close runner-up. That's really good.
They're audacity in different ways. Obviously, Jason Alexander's to an extreme, malicious, evil, maniacal way. But the lady ordering a pizza, like, queen shit. Like, she showed up for work that day.
I think Kit comes to mind. She do be having the audacity as a person, but particularly when she spends their rent money, the audacity of that. Also,
that's bullshit.
I feel like Barney is a good audacity character in the sense of like he's gonna take control of the situation, you know, like he's handling everything and has the audacity to get into it. I feel like him having the audacity is him being like, you're his niece. Like he's just like, he knows what's going on, but he's like getting himself involved. Like he's getting into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he's like, I have to have a story built. So if anybody asks me, I can lie.
Yeah. So he has the audacity to take that upon himself, which I appreciate and like. But yeah, I think you're right. I think obviously Stucky is like above and beyond the winner, but the pizza lady is a fun audacity award winner.
I love that. I love that she did that. It's so funny.
So funny.
Emotional support character. This might be a toughie. So
I don't think
emotional support character is like, is our emotional support character carrying us through the story, but also could be the support character of the main characters. Okay, so the movie starts out and you think Kit DeLuca. I feel like we think that Kit's going to be a bigger part in the story than she actually is. So you might be thinking she's the emotional support character, but my real winner, and I think your winner too, would be Bernard Thompson, manager of the hotel.
He's the obvious winner.
King.
He takes care of her the whole time. When Richard Gere's not there doing what he needs to do to help this woman, Barney's helping her. He's getting her set up at the shop with our girl Bridget. He's teaching her how to use the forks, what to do at the restaurant. He's helping her like get back into the room. He's doing all this stuff for her. And then he is her emotional support person because he then at the end of the movie is the one who tells Richard Gere where she is. Like, he's always looking out for her. And then at the end, he's like, it's a pleasure to know you, Miss Vivian, or whatever he says. Like, he really does have this journey with her and loves her and helps her. He's the most helpful person to her the whole time. Like, Richard Gere doesn't do squat to help her. And, like, actually, Richard Gere's crazy because he does not help her. He tells her to come to all these things. Figure it out. You're coming to this dinner with me. You got this. You know what? You know the dress code.
Man,
like
he doesn't know the what it takes.
Oh, you've never been to this restaurant? I hope you like the type of food they serve. I hope you know what to wear to this restaurant. There's no phones. There's no internet. How the boopity whoop is she supposed to know the vibes? He's not telling her shit. Barney's doing everything. That's her emotional support, man.
I know. And in this, I think I've talked about how it's like a modern day fairy tale. He's the fairy godmother. Yes, Cinderella. He's the fairy godmother. He's making sure she got what she needs to wear and how she needs to act. Okay, so Bernard Thompson, manager of the hotel. He's the winner, the emotional support winner.
And Bridget is a good runner-up.
I love her. She's like a small character, but she's so sweet when we encounter her. Brain chemistry moment. This is a scene, line, character, image that permanently influenced us. Or it could have influenced pop culture. Like if we come across something that's like in a movie and we're like, yeah, this. Kind of like in this movie where big mistake. Big. Huge. That has altered the brain chemistry of every woman alive right now between the ages of 25 and 55.
Including Romeo and Michelle.
We all know that line. Yeah. Look, they won't let her shop. So funny.
It's so sad. It is kind of sad, though, actually.
It is kind of sad. And then Richard Gere riding in on his white limo with his roses. Vivian! Princess Vivian! Come on.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. My brain chemistry has been shot to hell because of the standards that these rom-coms have put into me.
I think one of the most iconic moments that's imprinted on everyone's minds is him obviously closing the jewelry box on her hand. Like that's just so iconic. I don't think we talked about this round with the shopping montage scene, but obviously the use of the song is perfect. This is like the best example of a song used in a movie and it like lasting and making sense. And I think we had said this before. I don't know if it made it in the whatever. You can't listen to that song without thinking about the movie. Like the song is the movie now. So it's like that's definitely instilled in everyone who knows Pretty Woman or has heard the song. So I think that's a good example. I'm trying to think. Cinderella, that'll always be somewhere rattling around people's brains. You know what also gives me the ick?
What?
Is when Richard Gere is like talking about how he went to therapy to talk to his dad, and he's like, I paid all this money to say that I'm very angry at him. I'm like,
that's in the bathtub.
Up. I know.
You hate everything about the bathtub scene.
I hate the bathtub scene. Okay, sorry. So back to things. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I think the brain chemistry, the things that have changed the collective brain chemistry of the world have to be big mistake, big, huge, and the necklace scene where he slaps the lid onto her fingers.
I think so
because
too.
that's when we figured out that that's how Julia Roberts laughs, and we need more of it, and we love it,
we need
and we
that
want
in
to see her laughing and everything now. So this is definitely like a 10 out of 10 movie. Well, we're gonna rate the movie later. Not getting ahead of myself. Okay, this is my final question. I'm gonna take us back to the very beginning. I asked you a question. Very important question. You've had some time to think on it.
Yes.
Would you date Edward Lewis? Would you want him? Would you be with him? Would you spend 6 days with him for $3,000?
Amazing question. And Maggie, I have a little game for you actually to help us decide if
Okay, a game.
Okay. So we're gonna play a game, and this
Okay.
is on the fly. Maggie doesn't know the what I've come up with for our game. Okay.
Oh my god.
So we're gonna play a game of red flag, green flag, Richard Lewis edition, Edward Lewis edition.
Okay. Okay.
Not me getting the name wrong. Okay.
Richard Lewis, Edward Gere. Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's like da-da-da-da-da. All of them mixed into one. Okay. We're going to say red flag or green flag. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Not being able to drive stick, but choosing to drive a stick car.
Well, one, I thought that was weird because I thought like all cars were stick like back in the day. So like, what does that mean? Like he's never driven a car before, but I guess he's always been in limos.
Red flag or green flag?
I would say it's a red flag because I find men super masculine when they know how to handle cars. So
Yeah. It's a red flag for me. I want a man that knows how to drive a stick.
yeah,
Booking the penthouse suite.
green flag.
Green flag. Yeah. Booking the penthouse suite, or just being scared of heights. Just being scared of heights.
I don't care. Green flag, whatever.
Red flag. Grow up. Being scared of heights and booking the penthouse, probably red flag. Okay. The way he talks to Barney.
Oh, he's so annoying. What is that
Yeah,
one?
red
He's
flag.
like, yeah, red flag. Because he's like, oh, your niece was in here earlier. And he's like, my who? He's like, the young lady who accompanied you. And he's like, she's not my niece. I would know that because I'm an only child. I'm like, why are you you're such an asshole.
Like, obviously she
Ugh.
came up with this story. Like, you're the one who was, like, trying to tell her to change how she was dressing and stuff. So, like, you're trying to come up with a story. Meanwhile, she's trying to come up with her own story. Like, okay.
And he's condescending. And this guy is just trying to do his job and, like, make sure that he gets the experience he wants from this hotel. And, like, you're making fun of him. He's such an asshole.
I'm laughing because our responses to this are probably not going to point to what our answer is anyway. Okay. Or what my answer
Red
is.
flag.
Okay. Red flag. Ordering strawberries and champagne. Green flag.
Green flag.
Trying to kick her out for drugs.
Green flag. I think that's smart.
Yeah. I'm anti-drug. So green flag.
Yeah.
What is a red flag and I don't like is him automatically thinking she's doing drugs because of her profession as a sex worker. That's offensive. So that's a red flag. Not liking drugs, green flag. So a little murky. Ordering for her at the business dinner. I'm going red flag. I know she says it's fine, but I think it's a red flag because he goes on to order her escargot, which like I don't know.
Why would she want that? She like doesn't know how to order at this restaurant, so you're gonna order that for her. That's annoying.
You're gonna order the
I feel like
if
you're being helpful and they want it, that's fine. Green flag. But if you're gonna be a dick about it, red flag.
But don't ever order someone escargot if they say like, oh, just go ahead and order for me. Don't order the most like bananas thing on the menu. Like I like escargot and I eat it when I go to a nice French restaurant. Like I'm going to have escargot, but I don't think it's a fair assumption to think everyone likes escargot. You should pick, like
get her fucking steak free.
A more basic.
Like what the hell?
Yeah, ooh, get me steak free. Okay.
I know.
Giving her, okay. So red flag on that. Giving her the credit card to go shopping by herself.
Green flag all day. Bye.
Yeah. Give me the card. I think it's a neutral flag because, like, obviously she struggles to be able to shop by herself, but then he does go with her and gets her set up and whatever. I think that's more of like a red flag on the state of the world and everyone judging her. But yeah, green flag. Give me the platinum, baby, and let me go. Okay. Telling Stucky what she does for work.
Red flag.
Red fucking flag.
Asshole. Don't tell our business to other people. Ew.
The reddest flag. Punching him.
Oh, green flag. That was hot.
Yeah, green flag. He needed to take him out. Yeah. That was when we finally saw that masculine side come out. See, no dogs were showing at that part.
No dogs were showing, but all 10 knuckle sandwiches.
We're hitting hard. Okay. Private jet to the opera.
Green flag.
Yeah.
Hit me up. Let's get in that PJ.
I'm into it. Take me in the PJ, baby. Let's get in Edward Air.
Yeah, literally.
Okay. One of my favorite scenes, actually one of the most immaculate scenes. Calling her twice in a row.
I totally forgot about that scene. Then stop calling me. I told you never to pick up this phone. Then stop calling me.
When he's like,
call her again. I love that scene.
It's so good. Oh, and when she hangs up and she's like sick. I'm like, yeah.
That part is cute. That's big green flag. Big green flag.
That's like, I have a question for you after this. Okay. But offering to put her up in an apartment. For this situation as it is. Red flag. It's a red flag for what he is trying to do.
Red flag. Mm-hmm.
And then last one, canceling his work deal to, quote, build something. It's like,
I'm
fine.
like, okay, baby,
flag,
have we thought this through? Like, what are we going to do? Like, is this going to ruin you or are you going to make money?
He's doing the right thing. He's helping this old man.
He's doing the right thing. He's being nephew. Cute. He's going to build boats together or whatever the fuck. So I guess red flag because he's a good man.
Okay, now,
I love a good man.
So that was our game of red flag, green flag. I think it was almost 50-50, essentially. I wasn't counting, but I think vibes-wise, we had a 50-50 split. That said, I want to ask you one question before we share our opinions on Mr. Edward Lewis. My question for you is, when do you think he fell in love with her?
When she cried at the opera.
Okay. I think that's a great point. I think one of the most pivotal points of the movie is probably when they come back from the work dinner and she's on the balcony and they're talking. I think that's like the moment when we really see them like talking and he's probably falling in love with her. I'd like to share one thing about the opera scene that really pisses me off and gets my goat is that she's doing this like thing with her hand. She's feeling a lot of emotion and she's ringing the program, but then she kind of like puts her hand on the ledge in front of them and she's like lifting her hand up and off the ledge. It's kind of like showing the state of her emotion. She has this heightened emotion. She like barely knows what to do with her body to like let out the emotion. Why does he never grab her hand? Like maybe the whole time I was having like Mandela effect because I was like, he's going to grab her hand. And then he never did. And I was like, no, that feels important to me that this would have been like, if they made this movie now, that would have been like one of the things where it's like, we have to prove to you that they're liking each other. He's going to grab her hand. And I would have appreciated seeing that. So.
Okay. So devil's advocate on this, because I feel like I know you so well. I feel like if he had grabbed her hand and that was part of the movie, Mandela effect.
Oh, I would have been like, fuck you. Let her feel her emotions.
You would have been like, let her have her emotions. Why does he need to insert herself when she's having this obvious emotional feeling towards this opera and then he has to be a man and be like, I want to be part of it too?
Good luck.
That's
to whoever I end up with. Fucking good luck to them. Good luck.
So devil's advocate.
I'm contradictory.
Damned if you do, damned if you do not.
Now let's revisit, would I end up with this man?
Wait. Oh shit. I had something I was gonna say. Another time I feel like he's falling in love with her, or maybe is thinking that he's falling in love with her. Like mentally realizing it. Not like having the emotion of falling in love, but recognizing mentally like, oh, I think I really like this person, is when she leaves the money and walks out. And he looks to see the money still there. I think he's like, oh my God, we have something else going on than a business transaction.
There's a layer.
And he goes after her.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, beautiful. I want you to stay. So, okay. Okay, to my ultimate question for the podcast. Would you be into Edward Lewis? Would you date Edward Lewis? Would you stay with him for 6 days for $3,000? Question mark.
Like, yeah, I would probably date him. Like, I would probably be with this man. Like, I like what's going on here, you know? Like, I'm liking, we're going to the opera, we're going shopping, we're going out to fun dinners. And I really liked, towards the end, there's like another montage of like when he takes off work. And at night they show him and her like at a kind of like a pubby type place, like just having a great time, like on a real date. And so I feel like I really like what they're putting down, which is like a glammy night out to like a casual dinner to nights in. We're watching old movies, like we're getting strawberries and champagne. I'm liking it. I'm liking these vibes. So I'd probably do it. Yeah. I'd probably date him.
Yeah, I'm 1,000% with you. Like everything they do is completely up my alley. So
yeah, like he's into the arts. Yeah. Sick. He likes to go to fun dinners. Cool. He has a PJ. I mean,
great. Sign me up.
I mean,
you like to go to the opera. You obviously love the opera since you just had this weird ass speech about loving opera. So cool. Yeah. Okay.
He'd probably give me the ick a lot, but I'd let it slide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be with this man. I would be with him for sure.
I would be with him.
I would be with him even more in some of his other roles, but yeah, I would be with this man. And
okay, so would you be with Autumn in New York guy who likes to date young women? Or would you rather be with out of work writer who all the women in New York hate? Runaway Bride, Richard Gere.
Oh, I forgot about that. I think that something about me doesn't love the idea of dating another writer, so I'm gonna probably veto that one. And I'm a younger lady, so Richard Gere liking the younger ladies would probably like me. So maybe I'm going Autumn in New York.
Autumn in New York, Richard Gere would be obsessed with you.
And he has a sick ass apartment in that one, so probably that.
Yeah, he does.
But I don't want a story like that, actually, knock on wood, because it ends very tragically for her.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to all of them. Shout out to all of them. So
cool. So I think that's gonna wrap up our first ever Sister Choice Awards. Woo! We hope you enjoyed the categories we have so far, but I also wanted to mention that we do have a long list of other categories that we're gonna pop in or switch out, according to if we think it fits the movie or not. And some of the they could all probably fit in, or most of them could fit into any movie, but some of them aren't going to fit. So, other ones we have are soundtrack slay. Obviously, this one has a major soundtrack slay. It was, kind of go without saying. We just had too many categories. But the Pretty Woman soundtrack fucking slays.
It's obviously iconic, and the usage of Pretty Woman is perfect in this film. Yeah. So, shout out to that.
Yeah. This is one of our favorites that we came up with. The man is just Ken, the male character who contributed the least while still somehow occupying screen time. And if we had had the Sister's Choice Awards when we did Uptown Girl, the winner would have been Neil.
Neil is the ultimate just Ken. Neil gives zero. Neil gives nothing.
Yeah, y'all know my feelings about Neil. The Pinterest board award, the scene, location, apartment, wedding, outfit, or overall aesthetic that you most want to recreate. And that is obviously going to feature heavily when we do Nancy Meyers movies.
It would have been all of Uptown Girl, pour moi.
Pour moi. Her apartment.
Uptown Girls.
Background character, foreground impact. That makes me laugh every time. It's funny. The minor character who nearly stole the entire movie. The minor character, like, hmm.
I said the elevator guy.
Oh yeah, he's good. I was trying to think of our other movies. I feel like it would be like,
Like Bride Wars, it's the fucking friend. The other teacher at the school.
that's what I was thinking too. She's so funny. Shout out to our Bride Wars episode.
You're
Please go
gonna
listen to it
ruin
because it's
your
great.
makeup.
I'm gonna ruin your makeup. Um,
It makes me want to watch it again.
I know. Delulu, but make it cinema. The most unrealistic plot point that you happily accepted because it made the movie better. All of Tower of Terror. The red, the red flag we ignored, a character trait or relationship problem the movie expected viewers to overlook, aka Neil. Big red flag, and they thought we were gonna ignore it, but they can't get nothing past me.
Neil ain't it.
And it's gonna be interesting when we find the red flag that we know is a red flag, but we ignore it because we love him so much. Like, what would it be? Like Draco Malfoy?
Like Mr. Darcy. But I guess we don't ignore it because they.
Is he a
address
red
it.
flag though? I can't think. Who would be a red flag that we ignore? The Phantom? We'll see when we get to it because we say things that now, but then when we watch the movie, we have some opinions. And then our final category, as of now, we may add, we may subtract. The group chat emergency, the moment that would have resulted in immediate screenshots, voice notes, and an emergency FaceTime. AKA when what's her name sells her green scarf. I would have been like, no, don't sell your green
Nar.
scarf. That's your calling card.
No, but Hugh Dancy's gonna take care of it.
Yeah, your hot man bought it for you. He was both callers. So, okay, so those are the current categories to be used in the Sisters' Choice Awards. We hope you enjoy them. If you can think of any that you want us to cover, feel free to write in.
Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Where are Vivian and Edward today? I really would have liked
Okay.
this movie better if it had had a flash forward.
Yeah, you would have. Like, God.
I'm kidding.
Be
I'm
like
kidding.
your
This
favorite movie
didn't
ever
need it.
made.
Yeah, I do
Okay.
love a flash forward.
Where are they today? Like, do they
Are they
get
still
married
together?
and yeah, like, do they get married and she's like a socialite in New York who like organizes his parties and like is like in the volunteer community, like helping women get on their feet type stuff? Or do they like last for a year and then she finds a good job and goes on her way, but they always remain amiable towards each other?
I'd like to think they end up together and he's inspired by the work he's doing building the ships, that he's like, you know what, let's start a nonprofit wing of my company that does stuff like this. And then she's in charge of that. And they're just like this baddie business duo couple who's like working, running the world, making a lot of money, but also doing like really, really great things for society. Perfect.
I love it. That's the dream.
Manifesting.
Manifesting for them.
And I'd like
All right.
to bring to your attention who I would cast in this film today.
Okay.
I think my casting's really good, actually. For the
Okay, I
man.
didn't even think about this, so you're gonna have to say on the casting.
Okay. I have two. Okay. I'm going to say who the man is first because I think my casting for the man is perfect.
Okay.
Sebastian Stan.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
That's really good because he has that like suave, like quieter energy about him. But I think he can also kind of play like a little bit of a dick, which we know that Edward is. And then I had two options for Vivian. One is like right there, and I did say her last week or the week before or something. Sabrina Carpenter.
How fun! How
She,
fun would
I
that
mean,
be?
It would just be everything. And then alternatively, which I think would be interesting. Like, I feel like this would have like an interesting chemistry. It's aging the character up a little, like So they don't have as much of an age gap, is what I mean. Like, not the character is that much older, but like there's less of an age gap. Basically, I don't want to say that this actress is old because she's not old, and people be talking about this all the time. I don't think she's old. Margot Robbie.
People do be talking about her being old. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
People really had that commentary about Wuthering Heights. And I'm like, that's just because you know how young Jacob Elordi is, that you're pressed about it. She looks amazing. She looks great. Yeah. She looks young. And she is young. So everyone can calm down. My casting, I think, could be interesting with Sebastian Stan and Margot Robbie. I think that's a really hot
I love it.
pairing. Yeah.
I like Margot Robbie. What guy would I cast?
I mean, I'd love to see Jacob Elordi. But he's too young.
No, like, who's like an older gentleman who's like handsome?
That's what. So Sebastian Stan is. I mean, obviously Richard Gere has like white hair, so it's a different. We got a different thing going on. But Sebastian Stan is like Richard Gere's age when he was in this movie, so it's
Oscar
appropriate
Isaac
casting. Well, yeah, duh.
Oscar Isaac, and then Pedro Pascal.
I think my Sebastian Stan thing is spot on.
Yeah, that works.
Final rating for the movie.
Okay. Well, first, in our final category of my sister's favorite movie, is it still a favorite movie?
Yeah, of course it is. This is one of the best movies of all time.
Yeah. So do I still say that this is my favorite movie? Definitely one of them. It's so funny because this movie is rated R, but I always remember having seen it because I think like it's like the language or there's not even really language in it. It's like the situation, I think, is what makes it rated R back in the 90s.
I think that's
and
right.
Like the sex scene with Julia Roberts. Oh my God. I have to pause right here because I have a bit of trivia for Emily. So, first off, this is fun because a little about Emily is she has this vein that pops out on her forehead. You know, like a regular vein that everybody has, whatever. But we call it her Julia Roberts because Julia Roberts also has a prominent vein that sticks out on her forehead. And a bit of movie trivia is that during the sex scene, she was so stressed about the scene or whatever that her vein was popping out really bad. So Gary Marshall, and I think Richard Gere too, were like massaging her head to try to get the vein to like relax.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
What? That's funny.
No, it is funny. My vein is veining right now, actually. Thank you for bringing that up because there was something I did want to bring up, which is this is something I wanted to talk about with the vein because something I was thinking about as I was watching this movie is like something we were talking about as we were talking about like kind of different things you can talk about with different movies. And one of the things was kind of like what we're taking away or like what we can learn from these characters. Two things I had. First of all, calling back to my ick earlier of her saying I love you to him. What I learned from Miss Vivian in this movie, she says exactly what she wants. She lays it all on the table. She wants the fairy tale. She says I love you when she feels it and she's not stressed about saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing. Kind of a la Rebecca Bloomwood in Confessions of a Shopaholic. She was doing her own damn thing and it worked out for her. So that's something that this movie taught me. Lay your cards on the table. Say how you feel when you feel it. Do your thing. It'll probably work out. So I learned that.
I know. Maybe I should go tell the man at the Whole Foods that I find attractive that I find him attractive.
Please. I mean, you have to do that. Second thing is if Julia Roberts can be having her spicy sex scene on camera and she looks incredible and she has a forehead vein,
you can have a spicy sex scene on screen and look incredible.
No, I don't want that. But you know what? She's owning her vein in the most vulnerable moment of this movie. I can own my vein. I can own my forehead vein.
We love Julia Roberts when she pops out.
I don't like it.
And boy, does she pop out
about it.
Emily, it's just part of you, and we love everything about Emily.
It's anatomy. It's my vein.
It's anatomy. It's anatomy. It's anatomy.
Ew.
I'm getting tired. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah,
All right.
Julia Roberts, the vein, and the actress. Love both of them.
So yeah, this movie is rated R. Is rated R, which I find crazy. Now it would be like G. But
Yeah, literally.
honestly, and I was thinking about it. So this movie's just been in my life forever. I literally think that this movie was probably my first introduction to Los Angeles and Rodeo Drive. So
Mine
that's funny.
too. Mine too, for sure. It was like this and Big Fat Liar.
Oh my god,
Los
that's funny.
Angeles.
Los Angeles. Okay, so I would definitely still claim this movie as one of my favorites. It's iconic. It's Julia Roberts doing her big one. She's got her big hair. It's the epitome, the epitome of Julia Roberts. Like when you think about her, you think big red hair, beautiful. This is it. So my question to you is, do you understand like why I would pick this movie? Like,
Yes.
do you feel the vibes too?
Yes. This is one of the best movies of all time. It's a classic. I think like every person out there can have respect and love for this movie. So I 100% think it's one of our favorites. I don't think this is one of our hot takes. I think this is a cold take.
Favorite.
Everyone can agree with this. What I will say is you picked this, but you wanted to pick Runaway Bride. I know that. So I feel a way about that because I now want to watch Runaway Bride, and I'm probably going to go watch it as soon as we get off the phone.
Same. I
so
love
that's
Runaway
what I
Bride.
know about you.
It's cooking. It's cooking, y'all. When we
cooking.
do Runaway Bride, just know that I'm gonna be so stoked that it will be one of my ultimate favorite movies.
That'll be Maggie's big one. Well,
Yeah.
On that note, Maggie, do you want to know what?
Would you okay. Would you rewatch this movie? Obviously, yes.
Yes, I'd go watch it right
Yeah.
now. Actually,
I know. I'm
Is that
like, I
crazy?
might watch it again because the first watch, I noticed this too. The first watch, I was really analyzing Richard Gere a lot and being like, ew, ick, I hate this dialogue. I hate how he's so condescending. Like, ew, like, I feel uncomfortable about the storyline. Like, it's so out of date, blah, blah, blah. Like, very, like, analytical for the
and like
podcast or whatever.
our modern lens.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, my lens is, like, very skewed from, like, or not skewed, but just, like, it is different. And I wouldn't think I would feel that way, but I do.
Well, I want to say realistically, just really quick, like even as we were talking about like would we date him, I probably would not put up realistically, I would not put up with a lot of the things he does and the way he talks to her because that's just not how it would be today. Like, and it shouldn't have ever been like that. But like, don't fucking talk down to me and be condescending and tell your friends shit about me. Like stuff like that does not fly. But I think if we remove some of those things and look at how he would probably be today, I probably would date him for like who he is other than all of those things. So I just wanted to clarify that. Okay, continue.
So, final rating. I think this is an A+ movie. I think
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10. Would rewatch. Would continue to say this is my favorite. So, Johnny Cake, I have a question for you.
You know what I'm gonna give it? I'm gonna give it 5 sparkly microphones out of 5 sparkly microphones.
I love it. 5 sparkly microphones. Say that 5 times fast. 5 sparkly microphones.
I could.
5 sparkly microphones. 5 sparkly microphones. 5. I can't. Okay.
Okay, let's wrap it up.
Okay. The curtain is ready to come down on our episode this week. So I have a question for Emily. Emily, what is your favorite movie for next week?
Okay. So I went really back and forth on this. We're gonna, for our listeners out there, you guys are really jiving with the Disney Channel rewatches. So we're gonna we're gonna go back in the time machine to a Disney Channel classic from my era.
Oh gosh.
That has recently been announced for a reboot.
Oh,
for next week, we are
doing.
watching the Cheetah Girls. Cheetah Girls, Cheetah Sisters.
Don't wanna be like Cinderella, sitting in a dark, cold,
dusty
cellar.
cellar. So, listener, dear listener, Please join us next week to chat about one of the most iconic Disney Channel original movies of all time, Cheetah Girls, starring the one and only Raven-Symoné and Adrienne Bailon. And it's iconic, and we can't wait to talk about it. And thank you guys for listening today as we chatted about Pretty Woman. If you want to follow along with our content, see more of what we're up to, please follow along at My Sister's Favorite Movie Pod on IG, TikTok. Check out our website. Send us an email. Send us a DM. Hit us with your feedback. We're available. Please be nice to us because we're sensitive. And we love you guys so much. And we can't wait to talk next week. And on YouTube for video. And we're excited to chat Cheetah Girls. Yay!
Cheetah Girls, Cheetah Sisters. Oh, also, I want to extend the question I asked you at the beginning of this episode, Emily. Would you be with Edward Lewis? I want to extend that to our audience. Audience members, would you be with Richard Lewis, Edward Gere? Or would you not? Debate. Decide. Tuna or egg salad. Decide.
And get on it. Leave us a comment. And we love you guys so much. And we'll see you next week at the movies.
I love you, girl.
Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.